Hi and welcome to this week's Something for the Weekend. I'm Tony, Sales Manager here at Martin Lynch & Sons. So this week, something slightly different. I'm not going to be pushing products at you. Yep, I can hear Martin groaning in the background. Anyway, this week we're actually going to be giving something away for free. Unfortunately, not for you guys. So this week I made a call to a young amateur, M0KDS by the name of Arvid, who come to our attention basically over the internet and via social media. He's a member of YOTA and he won the latest plaque competition from YOTA, which I think was about 2 or 3 months ago. So as you know, big supporter of youth within the hobby. We've got another customer called Dave who had a chat with Martin. They came together and here we have an FT-991. Yep, it's the original 991, so 100 watts on HF and 6 meters, 50 watts on 2, 40 watts on 77s and C4 FM, built-in ATU as well. So what we're going to do is basically, we had a little read up on what Arvid's got as a shack, and we thought this would make a massive improvement to him for his contest and his future operating. Anyway, enough of me waffling. Let's go over and see the Zoom call for you now. Okay, hi Arvid. As you know, we spoke last week. I'm Tony from Martin Lynch & Sons. And I just wanted to basically for you to introduce yourself to the viewers on our Something for the Weekend. So information, go ahead about yourself, name, call sign, etc.
Yeah, hi everyone, my name is Arvid. I'm 19 years old and I live on the south coast of England near Bournemouth. My call sign is Mike 0 Kilo Delta Sierra and I've been licensed for about 2.5 years now.
Okay, and what brought you into the world of amateur radio?
Oh, well, it's quite a long story, actually. I think it really started out in 2017 when I learned about electromagnetic waves in physics. I was really fascinated about all the different aspects about it. And then I thought to myself, well, I know broadcast radio stations, they use radio frequencies and shortwave radio stations as well, but I wanted to see what's apart from those, what's really out there. And I then started by getting myself a little, probably quite a few know, the RTL SDR dongle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place where most people start when it comes to SDR, and yeah, I mean, things have progressed a long way since the initial release of those.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I got myself one of those and really started out, and then I built all different kinds of antennas. I think I built one for 137 megahertz to receive some weather satellites, so some very basic stuff. And I then also found out that there's ham radio, and which I didn't know anything about before. And, I started listening to a few people on the 2 meter band as well as 77s, and I found it to be quite interesting. And I was listening to all these people chatting away on 2 meters and telling each other about all the contacts they made across the world on HF. And I thought, well, I want to do that too. And I first of all started by building myself a little, I think it was an HF long wire, if I remember correctly, a very basic thing, speaker wire. And I hooked it up and I got all these signals. I got some CW from over in the States and all across Europe, and I found that to be really interesting. And I then searched online on what you need to do to actually transmit, and that's when I found out that you need a license and all of this. And I contacted my local radio club, which is the Pool Radio Society.
Okay, yeah, lovely place, Paul.
Yeah, and I contacted them and they told me, yeah, well, we're going to start a new course in about, I think it was 2 or 3 months. Okay. And I signed up for my foundation course. And did you go to the club physically, or was it an online course? Or oh, it was well, basically when I contacted them first, they were doing a few online meetings, I think. Okay. Because they were in the process of relocating. Yeah. But then once they had their new facility, I did go there in person and took all my classes. Brilliant. I think it was every Thursday in the week.
Okay, that's good. So it was over a longer period, because obviously we previously held sort of foundation courses here and intermediate, and we kind of done them over 2 weekends, so 2 Saturdays. But it's interesting to find out because a lot of clubs were doing sort of a staggered approach to it. And did you find that sort of helped with the learning process, or?
Yeah, it did, because I really like well, it took half a year roughly to get from nothing to the foundation license. But
That's
then,
good.
well, it was not quite half. It was 4 months about.
Yeah.
But I found it quite nice because we did go through the material of one section on that Thursday night, which was usually about 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And we did one section at a time, and then you've had about a week's time to reflect on all these things.
Okay.
So you could really soak it up and understand what it's all about. So yeah, I did
That's
like
good.
the approach they were making.
Yeah. I mean, I was much the same as yourself in the fact that I did the same, studied over a period of a year from foundation. I was quite lucky in the respect it was the old RAE syllabus, so City and Guilds.
Right, yeah.
So it's the last one of those, and I thought, well, what have I got to lose? But I'll take the foundation and the intermediate just in case. So
Yep.
I know exactly what you mean, and I kind of say to a lot of the newcomers as well to the hobby, and then the guys that call through is try and do it as soon as you can, especially for those of us that are slightly older. You need to make it stay here, and it's good to follow from the foundation to the intermediate and the benefits of a full license. I mean, as you know already, you know, opens the world up to you, doesn't it? It's a good way of doing it. As the guys know from the intro, I mentioned that you're a member of YOTA. Do you want to give us a quick rundown on YOTA and what it involves?
Yeah, I can do so. Yeah, well, I'm not really a very not that much of a member, but I only learned about them last year, really.
Okay.
I think it was around October time, and I did learn about them, and also I think the RSGB, they do send you letters about all the YOTA activities.
Yeah.
When you're someone under the age of 26.
Okay, that's great.
And that's the first time I heard about YOTA, when they did their summer camp in the Netherlands. And back then, I was actually thinking about attending, but didn't have the time, unfortunately, so I couldn't make it. But that was the first time I heard about YOTA. And then this year was really the time when I really got into HF. And I saw online, I think it was also on the RSGB's Twitter page, I did see them tweeting about the YOTA month.
Okay.
And I also followed the Ham YOTA account.
Yeah.
And they were announcing the same thing for people across the whole world. And basically what YOTA month is, it is a month, it's usually the December of every year, in which usually special call signs are being assigned by each radio society that takes part in it. So in the UK it was Golf Bravo 20 Yankee Oscar Tango Alpha, and they had call signs all across Europe, and I think even in the States and New Zealand and maybe even Australia, they had them as well. So it was really nice because you could work all these stations across the world. And I applied for the GB20 YOTA call sign.
Great.
And I did use a very basic station on HF. I had my Yaesu FT-857.
Great radio. Great radio. I still have one. So.
Yeah, that's my main radio at the moment. Exactly. And I've got a very, very basic aerial. It's just a vertical wire with a few radios attached to it, and 100 watts of output power from the 857.
Brilliant. Yep.
And yeah, it was really great because the YOTA month was something where you could really find out how well your station can perform.
Yeah.
Because people are actually trying to work you.
Yeah, which is good.
And yeah, I got all over the world basically. I even made a contact down into the Caribbean islands, which I've never been able to do before. And I was always running a pile-up. There was no time when there was no pile-up.
Amazing, amazing. And it's I was going to say, and it's something that any amateur can get involved with. Yeah. So any amateur can contact for points, etc. And yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
okay, great.
You don't need much. It was only a vertical wire.
Yeah, fine.
Strung up on a fishing pole.
That's good. No, so it's good. So some of our viewers, when it comes around again, as you said, I think the next YOTA one, we can all get involved and give some points away to you guys, and make the contacts. That's great.
It's open to everyone.
Brilliant.
And they even issue certificates for you. If you.
We all like a bit of paper.
They issue certificates for, I think it's bronze, silver, gold, platinum.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, you can really try to contact as many as possible. And I not only did HF, I also did the QR100 satellite.
Okay.
I do have a setup for that one.
All homebrew?
All homebrew, yeah.
Brilliant.
So it's basically just a small little dish in the garden.
Yeah.
Pointed up on the satellite. And I am a person who likes to build stuff.
Good. Which is what...
All my gear is home built, really.
Yeah, and that seems to be a part of the hobby which has kind of laxed a little bit over the last few years, whether it's down to the availability of kits, maybe because the clubs aren't meeting in a physical way now, is we've noticed that a lot. And it's good to see someone young that's taken that on and, you know, and can progress through it. And the inclusion of satellites, etc., you know, makes it a bit more now. So rather than sitting there with a valve linear and trying to set that up. So yeah, so it's interesting to find out. You have to do us a video another day and maybe and show us the rest of the shack. Yeah, and get involved. That'd be great. So as we said, the main reason has been said as to why you're here on the video at the intro. And as you know, we're going to be giving you an FT-991, which was donated. It was by one of our customers who would rather remain anonymous. We're calling him Dave, right? And that is actually his name, so it's worked out quite well. But I won't give you a call sign. So the radio has been fully checked out. Comes with a 3-month warranty as well. So if there's any issues, by all means, just send it back to us. As I said, it is the original 991, so you don't have the real-time scope. But HF 6 meters, 2 meters, 70 sems. So 100 watts on HF and 6. 50 on 2, and I think it's 40 on 70, and also C4 FM as well. So how is that going to improve?
Similar to the 857, I think.
Exactly, but nice
on the bands, yeah.
Exactly, and the good thing is, I believe it's still a 6-pin mini DIN on the back. So if you're running any sort of software, etc., you should be able to plug straight in the back and an interface. So how do you think that's going to improve your setup for the next contest?
Well, first of all, it's going to be a lot better in filtering.
That's true. That's true.
I do contests as well, and on the 857, you just, when there's two stations very close to each other, you're not having a chance. Yeah.
Very wide receiver unless you've got the filters in, that's for sure.
Oh, and really, that's one of the main things. And I mean, you've also got, it's going to be, I think the technology is about 16 years in advance from what the 857 uses. I think that was 2002 or roughly. Yeah,
very early, the first edition to those. But as I said, a great radio. There is, you say about contesting with an 857. There's a grainy video of me somewhere on YouTube doing exactly the same. So I know the job you did was a very good job, and you should be proud of yourself for what you did.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a nice radio, but yeah, as I said, when the bands are really crowded, then it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, no, that's no problem.
One of the main things, and I mean, you've got the spectrum scope and the touch screen and all of these things. And what I also noticed on my 857, and that's really a bit, I think, of a design flaw on them, is that it did get a bit deaf, which I think has to do with the filtering or a diode somewhere. I don't know.
Well, you know, we've got a workshop here, so worst case scenario, you know where we are. So that's not a problem. But listen, I hope it sort of pushes you forward to keep progressing with the hobby. And as I said, Martin's always been looking out for younger guys within the hobby and younger girls as well, in the respect that, you know, you're our future, and it's good to see that you're doing homebrew, working with the satellites, etc., and a broad range of aspects of the hobby. And it's, you know, it's something we like to support at Martin Lynch and Sons. And that's great. I know it came as a bit of a surprise to you having the phone call. You must have thought, is it for real?
Yeah, I was really shocked at first. I was speechless, really. I didn't know what to say.
You were a hard man to get hold of, so you were a hard man to get hold of. But yeah, you know, we're very quiet on the sidelines. People think we're here mainly to sell. But no, we watch all of the socials, keep an eye on the websites, etc. And we look out for people like yourself. And if we can help in a way, then we like to, you know.
Yeah, I'm really grateful, honestly.
No, I said it's not a problem, and thank you to Dave as well, who will remain anonymous, other than being called by his actual name.
I have a friend who's also Dave.
Oh, okay.
Also Dave.
It's not him by any chance.
No, I don't think so, because he's still got his 991.
Oh, that's great.
He's got the 991A, though.
Yeah.
He's actually a member of our local radio group, which we founded about 2 years ago, and we do all sorts of things. We do operating. We also repair stuff. Over the lockdown, I repaired a few valve linears.
Okay.
Which was quite a challenge, but yeah, they do work again.
We're await your CV.
Yeah, I really like doing all this stuff. I mean, it's really great what this hobby has to offer. It's not only the operating part, it's also all the technical stuff you can do, which I'm personally really interested in. I also like making contacts with the stuff I made myself.
Yeah, that's an added bonus, and that's kind of that aspect of the hobby. I wouldn't say it's been lost, but I mean, we're partly to blame in some respects in that it's so much easier just to buy an antenna that's been made and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, each to their own. Time is critical nowadays, I think, for a lot of people, and that's the easy way to go. But fingers crossed, once this COVID situation is over, the clubs will start opening up again.
I hope so. Yeah.
And everyone will be, we'll be getting back to the homebrew part of the hobby and just sharing what we all know between each other, and we can open the training facility here as well, and have the open day so that you can all meet and discuss future projects, etc.
Definitely.
So it'll be good. So what is there for the future for you?
Oh well, I'm hoping to at least sometime in the future to, well, of course, advance in the hobby. That's one thing, but I am trying to become, which is probably also partly due to being in this hobby, I am planning to go into either RF engineering or electrical engineering in university. And I gained all this experience over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And, I do hope by doing all this stuff, it may be a bit easier to learn and understand.
Yeah, which makes sense, which is good. And if, speaking from experience, if you can combine your hobby with a job as well at the same time, then you should be happy, 90% of the time at least, Others will say otherwise here, but 90% of the time. I just don't show it very often. So. But it's a good route.
Some club members who do the same thing.
Yeah, which is good. Okay, well listen, thank you for joining us, and as I said, we'll be putting this onto our something for the weekend email this week, and just hope you enjoy it, and congratulations on a great achievement.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tony. It was great to speak with you.
No problem, and thank you for your time as well, and we'll speak soon. You take care.
You take care as well, Tony.
Thank you. Bye-bye.